ladies and gentlemen. Today I want to talk about something so simple, yet so powerful, the act of walking alone. In a world that constantly demands our attention, our connection, and our presence with others, walking alone can feel like an act of rebellion. But it's not. It's an act of self-empowerment. It's a return to yourself, a chance to listen to your inner voice, and an opportunity to grow in ways you never imagined. When you take a step back from the busy, noise-filled world and choose to walk alone, you're not just walking with your body. You're walking with your mind, you're walking with your emotions, and more importantly, you're walking toward a version of yourself that you might have forgotten. So today, I want to explore the 4 profound benefits of walking alone and how this simple act can transform your life. When we think about vulnerability, many of us instinctively associate it with weakness or exposure. It's uncomfortable, often perceived as something to be avoided. However, vulnerability, when embraced, is one of the most powerful sources of personal growth and strength. Walking alone is one of the purest ways to experience vulnerability in its rawest form. It is a quiet invitation to step outside of your usual environment and face your inner world, free from distractions. It's in these moments, walking alone, that we are confronted with the deepest parts of ourselves, the ones we often avoid, suppress, or ignore. The first thing walking alone does is strip away the external noise. We live in a world that is constantly asking us to show up in ways that may not align with our true selves. Our minds are bombarded with constant messaging, expectations, and comparisons. The fast pace of life encourages us to do, to achieve, to keep moving. But when you walk alone, there's no one else to please, no one to impress, and no judgments coming from the outside. It's just you, your thoughts, and the world around you. In this simplicity, vulnerability surfaces naturally. You can no longer hide behind distractions or superficial connections. There's nothing to shield you from your own thoughts and emotions. This can feel uncomfortable. We may find ourselves dealing with feelings we've avoided for weeks, months, or even years. The quiet, the solitude, it forces us to face the parts of ourselves we might not want to see, the fears, the doubts, the insecurities. But it is through walking alone that we learn how to hold space for these emotions without judgment. Instead of running from them, we learn to sit with them. The discomfort of being alone with our vulnerability allows us to move through it and come out the other side stronger and more self-aware. The vulnerability we experience when walking alone is not just about facing negative emotions. It also includes the vulnerability of allowing ourselves to simply be. Without the constant pressure to perform or meet expectations, we have the freedom to explore what makes us feel alive. We get to reconnect with our true desires, our authentic needs, and our purpose. For once, it's not about what others expect from us, but about what we expect from ourselves. And in those moments of self-reflection, we often find that we are enough exactly as we are without the need to prove anything or live up to an external image. Embracing vulnerability through solitude also offers us a space to recalibrate our boundaries. Often we live so much for others that we forget to honor our own needs. The solitude that comes with walking alone helps us tune into what our body, mind, and spirit truly crave. It's in these moments of quiet reflection that we begin to recognize what serves us and what drains us, what nourishes us and what harms us. By honoring our vulnerability, we can begin to make conscious choices that honor ourselves in the long run, paving the way for healthier relationships with others and with ourselves. Walking alone is an act of courage. It's a choice to allow vulnerability to guide us, to let go of the need for external validation, and to trust in our own strength. It is a quiet journey into the heart of who we are, unfiltered and unashamed. By embracing the vulnerability that comes with solitude, we unlock the door to a deeper, more authentic life, one that is truly our own. Self-reflection is a powerful tool for growth, but it's something that many of us tend to overlook or avoid. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to become consumed with outward responsibilities and the constant stream of information that demands our attention. We often spend our days reacting to the world around us, responding to external stimuli, and putting out fires without taking the time to check in with ourselves. This is where the act of walking alone becomes an invaluable practice. It offers us the opportunity to step away from the noise and engage in deep self-reflection. It allows us to quiet the distractions and listen to the inner voice that so often gets drowned out in the chaos of life. When you walk alone, you create a space for your thoughts to flow freely. The rhythmic movement of your body offers a steady, grounding motion that helps to quiet your mind. You're no longer preoccupied with where you need to be or who you need to meet. You're simply present in the moment, walking, breathing, and thinking. It's in this solitude that you begin to process what's happening in your life. Walking provides the mental clarity to evaluate your experiences, your choices, and your emotions without the pressure of time or outside expectations. You might find your mind wandering to places it usually doesn't go. You might reflect on the events of your day or the relationships you've been navigating. Self-reflection often starts with the simplest questions. How am I feeling? What do I need right now? What is working in my life? And what isn't? These questions, though seemingly basic, have the power to shift the course of your thoughts and lead you to a deeper understanding of yourself. By reflecting on your actions and decisions, you gain valuable insight into your motivations, desires, and needs. Self-reflection doesn't always lead to answers or resolutions. Sometimes it's about simply being present with your feelings and your thoughts. The beauty of walking alone is that it encourages this non-judgmental space. There is no pressure to solve a problem or fix something right away. Instead, you are allowed to explore your emotions and thoughts without the fear of being rushed or interrupted. You are free to process at your own pace, which fosters a deeper sense of acceptance and understanding. This kind of reflection helps you see patterns in your life, patterns that may have been hard to recognize when you were caught up in the daily grind. You begin to notice the recurring themes in your relationships, your work, and your habits. Self-reflection allows you to step back and gain a broader perspective on your life. What was once a series of disconnected events suddenly makes sense when viewed from a more reflective state of mind. You start to understand how your past has shaped your present and how your choices today will impact your future. Self-reflection opens the door to growth. It's in these quiet moments of introspection that we often make some of our most significant realizations. Walking alone offers a physical space for emotional and mental clarity, but it also creates the mental and emotional space needed for change. With each walk, we refine our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. It's a continuous process, one that doesn't require answers to everything, but simply the courage to ask the right questions and listen to the responses that arise within. Through walking alone and engaging in self-reflection, you develop a stronger connection to your true self, which leads to greater self-awareness, intentionality, and a deeper sense of peace. It's a practice that empowers you to move through the world with a clearer sense of purpose, more attuned to your own needs and desires. Self-reflection, in the end, is not just a tool for insight. It's a transformative practice that shapes the way we live and grow. Resilience is often thought of as an innate quality, something that either you have or you don't. But in reality, resilience is something we can all cultivate. And it's often shaped through the challenges we face and how we respond to them. Walking alone is one of the most powerful ways to build resilience, as it places you in a situation where you are forced to confront discomfort and push through it both physically and emotionally. It's a practice that teaches you how to cope with adversity, endure the difficult moments, and come out stronger on the other side. When you walk alone, there's no one else to rely on. It's just you and the path ahead. This solitude can feel intimidating at first. You may encounter moments of doubt, of fear, or even physical exhaustion. But with each step, you are forced to navigate through those challenges, learning to keep going even when the journey feels long or uncertain. The act of walking itself is simple yet profound. It requires perseverance. As your body moves, your mind may resist, telling you to stop or turn back. Yet with each step, you reinforce your ability to press on, even in the face of discomfort. This process of pushing through the discomfort, of continuing to walk despite the urge to quit, builds resilience. You begin to realize that discomfort is temporary and that you are capable of handling it. Over time, this repetitive act of overcoming small obstacles helps you build a mental toughness that transfers to all areas of your life. Whether you're facing a personal challenge, dealing with stress, or grappling with difficult emotions, walking alone teaches you that you have the capacity to endure, to face your fears, and to keep moving forward. Walking alone also offers you the opportunity to build emotional resilience. In the quiet, you have no choice but to face your emotions head-on. There is no noise to drown them out, no distractions to avoid them. You may feel a surge of sadness, frustration, or anger, but instead of avoiding those emotions, you're given the space to experience and process them. This is where emotional resilience is born, not in avoiding tough feelings, but in learning how to navigate through them without letting them control you. As you walk alone, you develop the ability to sit with your emotions, to let them rise and fall without being swept away by them. You learn that emotions are not permanent states, but temporary experiences that you can move through and release. Walking alone teaches you the value of self-reliance. While external support is valuable, there is something incredibly empowering about knowing that you can count on yourself, especially in times of difficulty. As you face the challenges of walking alone, whether it's a physical strain or an emotional hurdle, you build a deep trust in your own abilities. You learn to rely on your inner strength, and this trust in yourself fuels your resilience. You come to understand that no matter what life throws at you, you have the tools to face it head on. You also encounter the unpredictable nature of life. Sometimes the path will be smooth and clear, other times it will be rocky or difficult to navigate. But through these varying conditions, you learn adaptability. Resilience isn't just about enduring, it's about adjusting and finding ways to move forward, even when the path isn't as you expected. Walking alone teaches you that you don't need to have everything figured out in advance. Sometimes you just need to take one step at a time and trust that each step brings you closer to where you need to be. The practice of walking alone is a powerful tool for cultivating resilience. It forces you to face discomfort, build emotional strength, and develop a deep sense of self-reliance. Each walk, each step, reinforces the idea that you are capable of weathering life's storms, and that with each challenge you face, you become stronger and more resilient. In a world that is constantly buzzing with noise and distractions, silence can often feel elusive. We fill our days with conversations, technology, media, and the endless hum of activity, rarely giving ourselves the space to simply be still. Yet it's in silence that we can often find the most profound sense of peace. Walking alone is an invitation to embrace that silence, to step away from the constant noise, and to reconnect with a deeper sense of calm and clarity. It's in these moments of solitude, away from the rush of life, that we can truly find peace. When you walk alone, you enter a space where external distractions are minimized. There is no one else to talk to, no phone ringing, no emails to check, just you and the world around you. The rhythm of your footsteps becomes a quiet anchor, drawing your attention inward. In this simplicity, there is a unique kind of peace that arises. You don't need to fill the silence with words or thoughts. You can simply be. And in this being, you allow your mind to quiet itself. The thoughts that race through your mind when you're surrounded by people or noise begin to slow down, and a calm, steady presence begins to take their place. The peace you find in this silence isn't the absence of sound, it's the absence of distractions, a freedom from the constant pull of the external world. As you continue to walk, you may notice that your body begins to relax. The tension that you carry from the stress and demands of daily life starts to melt away. Walking alone offers a space for your mind and body to reconnect, to move in harmony. It's a practice of mindfulness where you become aware of each breath, each step, and each moment. The pace of walking allows you to tune into your body in a way that sitting still often doesn't. You notice the subtle sensations, the way your feet meet the earth, the cool air on your skin, the way the world around you moves in rhythm with your steps. In this quiet, you rediscover a sense of balance and groundedness. Silence also offers the opportunity for deep introspection. In the absence of external noise, you become more attuned to your own thoughts and emotions. You can reflect on your life's journey, assess your current state, and gain clarity about where you are and where you want to go. Walking alone creates space for self-awareness, and in that awareness, you may find answers to questions that have been swirling in your mind for days or weeks. The peace you experience in silence doesn't just come from quieting the noise around you. It comes from giving yourself the freedom to listen to your own inner voice, free from judgment or outside influence. Finding peace in silence also means letting go of the constant pressure to do. In our culture, we are taught to be constantly productive, to fill every moment with activity. But silence is a reminder that peace isn't something you need to chase or achieve. It's something that already exists within you, waiting to be uncovered. When you walk alone, you give yourself permission to simply exist without needing to perform or accomplish. This shift allows you to experience peace not as a destination, but as a state of being. In these moments of silence, you begin to realize that peace doesn't require perfection or control. It's not about having everything figured out or making everything right. It's about allowing yourself to be present, to let go of the noise, and to find harmony in the simplicity of being. Walking alone in silence teaches you that peace is always available, and it is only through quieting the external world and turning inward that you can truly access it. It's a profound reminder that sometimes the greatest peace is found not in the loud, chaotic moments of life, but in the stillness and silence that lie within. Strength is often associated with power, endurance, and the ability to face challenges head-on. We tend to equate strength with external displays, lifting heavy weights, enduring intense physical or emotional hardship, or conquering the world around us. However, there is a quiet yet equally profound form of strength that is not about showing the world how tough we are, but about embracing our vulnerability and navigating life with courage, grace, and authenticity. Walking alone offers a chance to redefine what strength truly means, shifting the focus from external expectations to internal resilience and self-compassion. When you walk alone, there's no audience to witness your struggles, no one to validate your efforts. The journey is yours and yours alone. In these solitary moments, you may encounter moments of discomfort, fatigue, or doubt. It's easy to dismiss vulnerability as weakness, but when you walk alone, you quickly learn that being vulnerable doesn't mean you are fragile, it means you are human. The courage to face discomfort, to continue moving forward despite it, is a true demonstration of strength. Walking alone teaches you that strength isn't about avoiding challenges, but about facing them head on, with a willingness to confront whatever comes up, even when no one is watching. The act of walking alone also shows us that strength isn't always about pushing through at all costs. It's about knowing when to pause, when to rest, and when to recalibrate. In our society, we often glorify the idea of pushing ourselves to the limit, of never giving up, no matter the cost. But walking alone offers us an opportunity to challenge that narrative. Sometimes strength lies not in relentless forward motion, but in the wisdom to know when to slow down and take a breath. Walking at your own pace without the pressure to compete or keep up with others allows you to honor your own needs and limitations. In these moments, strength becomes about honoring your body and mind, respecting your limits, and allowing yourself the space to recover. Walking alone forces you to rely on yourself. There's no one else to lean on, no one to carry your burdens or offer you support. You are faced with your own thoughts, your own feelings, and your own capacity to persevere. This self-reliance fosters a quiet strength that comes from trusting yourself. You learn that you can count on your own instincts, that you are capable of navigating life's challenges without depending on others to validate your choices. Over time, this builds a deep sense of confidence and self-trust that isn't rooted in external recognition or praise, but in the quiet assurance that you are enough as you are. In the solitude of walking alone, you also encounter moments of self-doubt and fear. You might question your path, your decisions, or your worth. But as you continue walking, despite these feelings, you redefine what strength means. Strength isn't about the absence of fear or doubt. It's about continuing to move forward even when they are present. It's about choosing to take the next step, even if it's uncertain, and trusting that you have the resilience to handle whatever comes your way. Through walking alone, you learn that strength is not about being invulnerable. It's about being able to embrace your vulnerabilities and still keep going. Walking alone offers a quiet, powerful way to redefine what strength truly is. It's not about proving anything to the world or living up to external expectations. It's about embracing your own journey, trusting your ability to navigate life's challenges, and having the courage to honor your own needs. Strength is found in vulnerability, in self-reliance, and in the quiet moments where you face discomfort with grace and perseverance. Walking alone is not just a physical act, it's a journey of self-discovery. One that teaches you that real strength is not about what you can do for others, but about what you can do for yourself every step of the way. Creativity is often thought of as something that only a select few possess, a rare gift given to artists, writers, and musicians. But the truth is, creativity is an inherent part of every human being. It's the ability to think outside the box, to approach problems with a fresh perspective, and to express our thoughts and emotions in unique ways. However, in a world that is constantly demanding efficiency and results, we often suppress our creativity, too busy with the demands of daily life to tap into that wellspring of imagination. Walking alone provides a powerful opportunity to liberate creativity, giving us the space to reconnect with the creative energy that resides within us all. When you walk alone, you step away from the noise and distractions that typically fill your day. The world around you may still be busy, but in your solitude, you are free from external pressures, expectations, and interruptions. The rhythmic motion of walking creates a calming effect, allowing your mind to wander freely. As you move forward, the constant stream of thoughts and worries begins to slow down, creating space for new ideas to emerge. This process is a form of mental decluttering, allowing your mind to release the static and make room for creative inspiration. Walking alone also encourages a kind of mental freedom that is hard to achieve in the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Often, we are so caught up in following routines, meeting deadlines, and fulfilling obligations that we forget to give ourselves the mental freedom to think creatively. Walking offers a form of release from these constraints, allowing your thoughts to flow more freely without the pressure of time or outcomes. In these moments of solitude, ideas can emerge in unexpected ways, unburdened by the need to be immediately practical or useful. Walking alone allows you to embrace the process of thinking without the need to force an outcome. It is in these unstructured moments that the seeds of creativity can take root. Walking alone encourages you to engage with the world around you in a more mindful way. As you walk, you become more attuned to the details of your surroundings, the textures, the colors, the sounds, and the scents. This heightened awareness can serve as a powerful inspiration for creative thought. The natural world, with its endless variety and beauty, has long been a muse for artists and creators. As you walk alone, you may find yourself noticing patterns, shapes, or ideas that might have otherwise gone unnoticed. The act of being present, of truly experiencing the world in the moment, opens up new avenues for creative thinking. Walking alone fosters a sense of independence and self-trust, which is essential for creativity. Our creative potential is stifled by self-doubt or the fear of judgment. We worry that our ideas aren't good enough, that others won't honor our vision. But when we walk alone, we are free from the opinions of others. We are in a space where our thoughts and ideas are our own, and we can explore them without fear of criticism. This freedom fosters a deeper connection to our inner creativity, allowing us to express ourselves authentically. It encourages us to take risks, to explore ideas that may seem unconventional, and to trust our own instincts. The solitude of walking alone also gives you the time and mental space to reflect and process. Often we suppress creative thoughts because we don't give ourselves the time to sit with them. We are too busy trying to finish tasks or meet deadlines. But walking allows us to slow down, providing a space where ideas can grow and evolve. It's in these reflective moments that creativity is given the room to expand, to be nurtured, and to take shape. Walking alone is a powerful way to liberate your creativity. It offers the space, freedom, and solitude necessary for new ideas to emerge and flourish. By stepping away from the noise, allowing yourself to be present in the moment, and trusting in your own instincts, you unlock the creative potential that resides within you. Walking alone isn't just a physical activity, it's a creative practice that allows you to reconnect with your imagination, explore new ideas, and tap into the boundless source of creativity that lies within you. Building trust in yourself is not a passive process, it's an active, intentional practice that demands courage, honesty, and accountability. So often we place our faith in external sources, other people, institutions, or even luck, believing that they hold the key to our success, happiness, or fulfillment. But the harsh truth is, the only person you can truly rely on in life is yourself. When you walk alone, you are given the opportunity to challenge and rebuild the relationship you have with yourself. And that process is vital to cultivating self-trust. When you walk alone, you step into a space where your only company is your thoughts. There is no one else to distract you, no one to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. You are forced to listen to the voice inside your head, to reflect on the choices you've made, and to assess where you've been. This is where the process of building trust begins. Too often, we avoid this internal dialogue because it brings up feelings of uncertainty or regret. But it's precisely in this discomfort that you start to rebuild trust in yourself. You can no longer escape your fears, doubts, or mistakes. You must face them head on. And through that confrontation, you begin to understand that trust doesn't come from perfection, it comes from consistency, honesty, and the willingness to keep moving forward despite your flaws. The most crucial element of building trust in yourself is proving to yourself that you can rely on your own actions. Walking alone teaches you how to honor your commitments, even when the only person who will notice is you. It's easy to make promises to others, to show up for your friends, family, or colleagues. But when it's just you, when there is no audience to applaud your efforts, that's when true trust is built. Each step you take, each moment you choose to keep going, even when it's uncomfortable or difficult, reinforces your belief that you are capable of following through. It's about showing yourself, day in and day out, that you can trust your own ability to navigate the world and make decisions that align with your values and desires. Building trust in yourself also involves being brutally honest with who you are and where you are in life. There's no room for self-deception when you walk alone because there's nowhere to hide from the truth. When you remove all the distractions and the noise of other people's opinions, you're left with yourself. In those quiet moments, you can no longer ignore the areas of your life where you're not living authentically, where you're avoiding the truth, or where you've been lying to yourself. It's in these moments of clarity that self-trust is either strengthened or broken. If you're unwilling to be honest about where you stand, about the choices you've made, and about the patterns that hold you back, you'll never be able to fully trust yourself. Self-trust isn't built on idealistic versions of yourself, it's built on the raw, unfiltered truth. Another essential aspect of building trust in yourself is learning to forgive. We often spend our lives beating ourselves up for mistakes, holding on to guilt or shame that keeps us from moving forward. When you walk alone, you have the space to reflect on those mistakes and decide to let them go. The process of forgiveness is not just about absolving yourself of past errors, it's about accepting that mistakes are part of being human. When you allow yourself to forgive, you affirm to yourself that you are worthy of growth, that you are capable of evolving, and that your worth is not determined by your past actions. This acceptance allows you to move forward with greater confidence, knowing that you are not defined by your failures, but by your willingness to learn from them and keep going. Building trust in yourself isn't about waiting for a breakthrough moment when everything falls into place. It's about committing to the process, choosing to act with integrity, and being willing to face the truth of who you are. Walking alone forces you to confront your own thoughts and emotions without distraction. And it is in this solitude that you learn to trust the one person who will always be with you, yourself. Trust is not something you are given, it's something you earn step by step, choice by choice, and moment by moment. And that trust is the foundation upon which you can build a life of confidence, authenticity, and strength.